Hi there. It's February 27th and time for Proverbs 27. I'll jump over there. We're almost done here. Okay. Do not boast about tomorrow, for you do not know what a day may bring forth. All right. There's a note over here about tomorrow that says, delay not the time, but take occasion when it is offered. Right. If you can take care of something today, take care of it today. But tomorrow, next week, it's going to happen. You don't know. Okay. 2 is important. Let another praise you and not your own mouth, a stranger and not your own lips. Right? If your own mouth praises you, that's pride. Right? God finds pride abominable. Better to let other people build you up and then humbly accept it. Right? 3, a stone is heavy and a sand is weighty, but the provocation of a fool is heavier than both of them. Right? So the fool's wrath over here. Provocation of a fool, provoking. Okay. What are some of these protesters? And some of they're fools. Okay. They provoke people. That's what they do. Trying to get you angry, get you to do something stupid. Or wrath is fierce and anger is a flood, but who can stand before jealousy? Okay, jealousy is right there. Envy, it says over here. Okay. The envious are obstinate and cannot be reconciled. Right. Jealousy is a better word. Jealousy is anger that only comes from betrayal of somebody you loved and trusted. Okay. And that kind of betrayal is not, once it's done, it's very hard for it to be undone. Okay? Jealousy. 5, better is open rebuke than love that is concealed. Open rebuke, secret love. Somebody loves you in secret and they don't let you know. That's, what good does that do anybody? Okay? Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but deceitful are the kisses of an enemy. Excessive. What's this say over here? They are flattering and seem friendful, right? Kisses of an enemy. They pretend to be friendly, but they have ulterior motives. A lot of that going around. 7, a sated man loathes honey. That's somebody that's full, okay? You're sated. Soul knows. Tramples on honey. But to a famished man, any bitter thing is sweet. Like that. You're full. I can't eat another bite. Nothing looks good. Okay, because you're stuffed. But to somebody who's starving, even a crusty, stale piece of bread is sweet to them. Yeah. 8, like a bird that wanders from her nest, so is a man who wanders from his home or place. Okay. There's a lot to be said there. When birds wander from their nest, things come in and take the eggs, eat the young. Okay. Birds of prey, snakes, animals will eat them if they don't stay home. Same thing happens to a man who wanders from his home. You stay gone too long. Right? 9, oil and perfume make the heart glad. So a man's counsel is sweet to a friend. My hearty counsel. Sometimes talking to a friend is the best thing you can do. Talking to your pastor. Right? Then do not forsake your own friend or your father's friend, and do not go to your brother's house in the day of your calamity. Okay? The day of your calamity. Okay? Keep your friends. Keep your family friends. Okay? My brother lives 750 miles away from me. Okay? A long way. Other side of the country. I have friends that live 15 minutes away. Okay? If there was a calamity, your house burned down, my friends would have a place for me. Okay? My brother would too, but he's 750 miles away. Okay? Just makes sense. Continue. Better is a neighbor who is near than a brother who is far away. I missed that part. 11. Be wise, my son, and make my heart glad that I may reply to him who reproaches me. Right? You want your kids to be wise. Right? So somebody comes to you and says, your kid did this, this, and this. You can, right? You can reprove them and say, no, he didn't. He wouldn't do that. Okay? Let's find out who did it, because it wasn't my kids. Right? 12. A prudent man sees evil and hides himself. The naive proceed and pay the penalty. A lot of that going on today, right? Right? We see evil, not going there. Okay? You see those protests, looting stores, burning stuff, people angry over nothing really, but some, somebody somewhere paying them to do this stuff just to cause upheaval. Right? There are people that get in on it and they get trampled on, pay the penalty, they get arrested. Wise people stay away from that stuff. Okay, more of this. Take his garment when he becomes surety for a stranger, and for an adulterous woman, hold him in pledge. How that goes with it, but okay. Solomon says all over Proverbs not to co-sign for other people's loan, because you have just put yourself under somebody you don't even know, okay? And hoping that whoever you co-sign for will pay his bills, because if they don't, they're coming after you, okay? Just don't do it. And if you have to, like for your son needs a car, he's got a new job, he has to get back and forth to work, and he asks you to co-sign. If you have to co-sign, get a collateral, okay? And I've said this before, find something that is very dear to him, okay? I'm going to take your dirt bike and your Xbox, okay? And when you pay this loan off, I'll give them back to you. If I have to pay this loan off, I'm going to sell those things to get my money back, okay? Collateral. Okay? 14. He who blesses his friend with a loud voice early in the morning, it will be reckoned as a curse to him. Here's people like that. Wake up! Wait till they've had their coffee, right? 15. A constant dripping on a day of steady rain and a contentious woman are alike. Okay? More of Solomon's problems with his 700 wives, right? I can't even imagine. And it continues, he who would restrain her restrains the wind and grasps oil with his right hand. Can't be done. Okay? 17 is important. Iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. And when it says iron sharpens iron, okay? If you want to be a good mechanic, you're going to hang around other mechanics, okay? And learn from them, okay? I was a computer technician for many years, okay? And when we would do a job, like revamping an entire corporate office structure with new computers, there was 5 or 6 of us, okay? And we all specialized in different parts of the computer. My specialist happened to be memory systems, okay? I could look at a memory chip from across the room and tell you who made it, how big it was, what units it would work in, right? And so some people, when we were revamping computers, I say, Emmett, what's this? And I could tell them. And they would learn. And I said, well, count the number of chips and see what direction they are. And some people specialized in motherboards. Some people specialized in memory. There were software engineers. But we all learned from each other. Okay, iron sharpens iron. Okay. If you want to be wise, hang around wise people. Okay. If you want to learn a specific trade, hang around people that are experts in that specific trade. Iron sharpens iron. Okay. So one man sharpens another. Okay. 18, he who tends the fig tree will eat its fruit, and he who cares for his master will be honored. Now, what was the law then? Okay. A lot of people had orchards and wheat fields and, fig trees and olives. And it was law that anybody who worked in your field was allowed to eat the fruit on your trees, right? Or take some of the wheat for themselves, okay, because they were working for it, right? And if they worked hard, then it honored. Just the way it was. 19, as in water, face reflects face, so the heart of man reflects man. Okay, that's a kind of interesting. Huh? We'll make that blue too. Yeah, we'll make that green. Green, okay. It stays blue. Okay, a mirror or water, you can see your face, reflects your face. The heart of man reflects man. Okay, how you are in here. Okay, and people can know how you are in your heart reflects how you are in person. Okay? About that. And this is the problem with the world today. Sheol and Abaddon are never satisfied, nor are the eyes of man ever satisfied. Okay? Think about that. Is that a deep subject? No, it's not a deep subject. Nobody's ever satisfied. Okay? We fill our houses with crap. Because it feels good to have a new shiny thing. As soon as you get the new shiny thing, something newer and shinier comes along, and you want that instead. Okay? The ones who can learn to be satisfied, the eyes that are satisfied with what they have and thankful for all they have, those are the people that are rich, right? Has nothing to do with money. Being rich has nothing to do with money. It has to do with being satisfied, having just enough and thankful for everything you have, okay? And helping those who have less. Okay? Fact of life. Eyes of man are never satisfied. 21, the crucibles for silver and the furnaces for gold, and each is tested by the praise accorded him. Wow. It over here, every man according to his dignity. That is, he is either known to be ambitious and glorious or humble and modest. Right. You're tested, right? Crucible and a furnace melt metal down to liquid, and all the impurities float to the top, and you scrape those off and throw them away. All right. People are tested by the praise accorded to them. By what? Your reputation, okay? This is reputation. It's like I always say, if you only say kind things, edifying and uplifting things, you will get a reputation as a very kind, uplifting person, right? And people will seek you out. If you are the opposite, people will know. Hey, 22, though you pound a fool in a mortar with a pestle along with crushed grain, yet his foolishness will not depart from him. Funny, I was talking to my grown son yesterday, and we were talking about fools, and he says, Dad, I tried to teach them. They never learn. They just won't listen. And I had to, tell him what it says in Proverbs, A fool and his foolishness cannot be separated. And it even gets very graphic when it says, if you crush them in a mortar and a pestle, you still will not separate the foolish from them. Some people will never learn, you just have to realize that some people will never learn. Should you stop trying? No, you shouldn't. But there are people that will just never learn. They will always be fools, sluggards, the Proverbs calls them. Okay, 23 through 27 is on one subject, and it's a very important subject, okay? And this is for the men. Know well the condition of your flocks, and pay attention to your herds, for riches are not forever, nor does a crown endure to all generations. When the grass disappears and the new growth is seen, and the herbs of the mountains are gathered in, the lambs will be for your clothing, and the goats will bring the price of the field. And there will be goat's milk enough for your food, for the food of your household, and sustenance for your maidens. And there's not even a lot of notes over here on that, okay? If you were to paraphrase this into today's situations, all right? Know well the condition of your assets, your bank accounts, the money you have on hand, the bills that are due, and when they are due, right? And pay attention to this, your herd, that's your money, your food supplies, right? For riches don't last forever, right? You have to know when your bills are due, pay them ahead of time, know where the money's coming from, right? You have to know this. Many men don't know this. They rely on their wives to take care. Oh, the wife takes care of all that. No, the wife's job is to help you take care of it, okay? She is a helper. You should not put the entire financial runnings of your entire house and life into your wife's hands, okay? Because the way women are, if you don't do something, the women will step up. That's the way they're designed. They're going to do it. They're not going to let it go undone. It's up to you to know this stuff and to do this stuff and not count on somebody else to do it. Okay? Words on this. I mean, there's been hundreds of books written on this subject, okay? Good Christian books, too. So there you go. That's Proverbs 27. We'll go over the highlights here real quick. Don't boast about tomorrow, for you do not know what a day may bring forth. Right? Tomorrow. I'm going to get it tomorrow. If you start boasting about tomorrow, you don't live for today, okay? Do stuff today. Okay? You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. 2 is important. Let another praise you and not your own mouth, a stranger and not your own lips. Always be humble. Do not brag about anything. Okay? Right? If somebody asks me, do you know anything about computers? I do have some experience. And I leave it at that. You don't brag. You say, yeah, so 20 years and I got a college degree. Nobody wants to hear that. Okay? Let somebody else build you up. Okay? We highlighted one word here, provocation. A stone is heavy and his sand is weighty, but the provocation of a fool is heavier than both of them, right? Fools provoke other people, right? Righteous fierce and anger is a flood, but who can stand before jealousy? Nobody, okay? Jealousy is betrayal of somebody you loved and trusted. When they betray you, that's what causes jealousy, or even the thought of somebody betraying you. Jealousy. It says in other parts of Proverbs that you can give, if you take a man's wife and he finds out, you can offer him gold and jewels and cars and houses and millions of dollars. That's not going to take away the anger and jealousy and the betrayal, okay? You can't solve jealousy only through forgiveness, right? And repentance. And you can deal with it. Right? 7 is highlighted. A sated man loathes honey, but to a famished man, any bitter thing is sweet. Right? If you're full and you're stuffed and you had a huge meal, nothing sounds good. Even honey, which was the sweetest thing back then. No, it can't No, but to somebody who is famished and starving, even a dry, stale piece of bread is sweet. Okay. Okay. Highlighted 10, do not forsake your own friend or your father's friend, and do not go to your brother's house in the day of your calamity. Better is a neighbor who is near than a brother far away. Right, and we talked about that. I mean, if your brother lives next door, that's one thing, but, most families tend to spread out. Right? So I live in Georgia, and my brother lives in Ohio. So, and would he take me in? Of course, but that's 750 miles away. It's easier to go to my friend's house, who's 15 minutes away, right? In the time of calamity. Okay, 12 is highlighted. A prudent man sees evil and hides himself. The naive proceed and pay the penalty. Okay, right. Naive, simple fools. Right? If you see evil, stay away from it. Okay? Stay away from it. Okay. 17, iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. Right? If you want to be a good Christian, hang around good Christians. That's why they say to congregate. Okay? We can build each other up. Right? And anything, you want to be anything, find somebody who's doing that well. Right? And learn from them. Most everybody who is very good at something is always willing to teach you or train you how to do something better. Right? It's important. 19, as in water, face reflects face, or like a mirror, okay? Face reflects face. So the heart of man reflects man. All right, there's a note over here. There is no difference between man and man by nature, but only the grace of God maketh the difference. Only the grace of God make the difference. Okay, that's footnotes that they put in that Bible. Right? What's in your heart's going to come out. If it's evil, okay, it's going to come out. There are lots of evil people that are pretending to be nice and do good things, but they're really evil. Okay, and it shows, and you know it. Okay. Problem with the world today, and always, okay, even back then. Sheol and Abaddon, another world and place of destruction. They're never satisfied, nor are the eyes of man ever satisfied. Okay? People always want something better than what they've got. Okay? The next newest, shiniest thing. That's a problem. And we covered 23 to 27. And we talked about this a lot. So, know well the condition. And for today, know well the condition of your assets, the food in your house, the money in your bank, the bills that are due. Right? Pay attention to your herds, your stocks, right? Your food stocks and what you have. Right? Nothing lasts forever. So, there you go. That's Proverbs 27. Stay tuned later today. I think we're in Mark 5 or so, 5 or 6 or something like that. In our Through the New Testament in a Year, we're on day 58. So, and we will, tomorrow's the last day of February, and we have 3 chapters that we won't be able to devote their own days to. So we will be doubling up and doing some special videos for chapters 29, 30, and 31. Okay, I want to do a separate one on Proverbs 30 because it's the most important chapter in the whole one. It takes everything and ties everything about wisdom together in a nice, neat package, and it's a very important chapter. So we'll do that separately. The other ones, we may add them, or I may do a single separate video for 29 and 31. Just tie them together. So we get them all done. So in March, we can start brand new. So stay tuned for that. Give us a like if you think about it. But till later, we'll continue. See ya.